Dear students, in my previous video, I have explained about all causes of the first war of independence. Today, I am going to teach you consequences of the first war of independence, meaning what happened after first war, after revolt of 1857 or first war of independence. Only consequences I would like to explain today. First point that is very important I would like to mention here. End of the company rules. First of all, administrative changing will be discussed by me. Dear student, you know this one. After first war of independence, what happened? Debates started, discussion started in British Parliament with reference to the future of the East India Company. It was a private company, and East India Company was framed by court of directors, and one executive body was also there that was known as board of directors, and one more executive body was there, controlling body was there, board of control. And company was doing trade, and after that company changed its policy and company started occupying many princely state, and company became very powerful in India. When revolt of 1857 started, after that debates started in British Parliament, and finally what happened? In British Parliament, one act was passed that is known as Government of India Act of 1858, or one more name is there, Better Government of India Act 1858. How many clauses are there? So, some important clauses, provisions I would like to mention here. First point, that it transferred the power to the government, it transferred the power to govern India from the East India Company to British Crown, meaning power of East India Company will be over. Now, East India means the territory of the East India Company will be not governed by East India Company. Now it will be governed by British Crown. I think my words are getting point number one. Next point, while the authority over India was earlier in the hand of the directors of the company and board of control, now the power was to be exercised by Secretary of State. Dear student, I am going to repeat this one. Earlier company had one executive body executed by board of directors and board of control. So company rule to over. When company rule will be over, the board of directors and board of controls also over. So in place of board of directors and board of control, one executive body required. So one new post was created, Secretary of State. So dear student, one person can't govern entire nation. India was very big nation. I am talking about that India. Means Pakistan was included, Bangladesh was included, means territory was very big one. So Secretary of State will have 15-member council, and the status of Secretary of State I would like to explain. He was a member of British cabinet, means he was having Indian portfolio. Portfolio means related to the Indian affairs. Question will be asked in Parliament. So Secretary of State will reply. Like we can compare that when any defense issue will be there. So our honorable defense minister, Sri Rajnath Singh will reply in the Parliament. So likewise, this person, Secretary of State, will be cabinet minister of the British Parliament. Thus, the ultimate power over India remained with the British Parliament. Just after the Secretary of State was to be assisted by 15 members of Indian Council, 7 them were to be elected by the Court of Directors and rest of 8 members were to be appointed by the Crown. Crown means king or queen, whatever. Now, next point, Secretary of State salary and allowances were to paid out of the revenue of in India. I think my words are getting this one very easy. Next, this is point number 1. Next point, Queen's Victoria Proclamation. This is very, very important. November 1st, 1858, Lord Canning, the first Viceroy of India. I think you know this one. Lord Canning was the last Governor General of British East India Company. After better government of India, what happened? Lord Canning became first Viceroy. One new post was created. First one to Secretary of State, just I have taught. Second post was created, that was Viceroy. Viceroy had been appointed by the Crown. And the Queen's Proclamation incorporating the transfer of the government from East India Company to the British Crown was made public at Allahabad on November 1st, 1858 by Lord Canning, the first Viceroy of India. The proclamation promised that the government of India would, means now the government of India, meaning British Crown, how regulate the India. First point of Queen's Proclamation. British government will follow the policy of non-intervention in social and religious matters of Indians. First point, very easy, means earlier abolition of sati taken place, Widow Remarriage Act was passed. This type of activities will be not done by British government now. Second point, all subject, Indian subject and European subject will be treated equally. Means there will be no any discrimination when any recruitment will be there. This is second proclamation, means beta Queen's Proclamation means declaration. Okay. Now, third point, grant a general pardon to all those who had taken part in the war, except those who were found guilty to the murder of the British officer. What do you mean by this one? If any person has killed any British officer, so definitely he will get punishment. Except that fellow, all rebellion, how many people were participated in the first war of independence, granted pardon. I think my words are getting this one. Next important point. Relation with the princely state. What do you mean by this one? Relation with the princely state, that is very, very important. Policy of annexation, like doctrines of lapse, subsidiary lines, outright war, will be abandoned. Means now British East India Company will not, now Crown will not follow the policy of annexation. This will be over. And last point, changes in the army. Indian army were reorganized after 1858 to prevent the recurrence of another uprising. Many changes taken place. Basically, the strength, earlier the ratio between Indian and European troops ratio was 2:5, but now it has been made 1:2. So today I am going to conclude my lecture today, and next day I'll come with another video. Thank you.